Nigeria journalists describe the ongoing atrocities in a terror campaign to eradicate Nigeria's Christians.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Marco Cultural Apologetics. Thank you for all my new subscribers, and thank you for those who tune in again to share what I have to put out there. Today, we're going to take a look at South Africa receiving Palestinians with no documentation whatsoever. We're going to look at this video. We're going to see how Cyril Ramaphosa not only not care about South Africans, but I can borderline say that he hates them. And we're going to see this video how they embrace the Palestinian people without documentation, without them seeking asylum, and how South Africa has a Palestinian embassy, but Palestine is not a state, it's not a country. We're going to get into all of this. And what does it mean for us as Africans? Let's get into the video.
Of 160, we're carrying 160 Palestinians landing at OR Tambo. And these are people from Gaza who somehow mysteriously were put on a plane that passed by Nairobi and came here.
Okay, now I have to stop the video right here because what the president says is very, very interesting. They somehow appear here. If you have seen an airplane before, and if you've known how air traffic control works, there's no way that nobody saw this aircraft coming. They have no documentation, no passports, not seeking asylum. So I think that somewhere, somehow, a deal was made for them to come here. And particularly looking at our president and his love for the Palestinian people and his distaste for Israel, because he was the one, we were the country that took Israel to the ICJ, and we conveniently neglect the real genocide happening on the African continent close to us. But let's continue.
And I got to hear about it from my Minister of Home Affairs, wanting to know what do we do now. And I said, we cannot turn them back. Even though they do not have the necessary documents and papers, these are people from...
And if you don't think, and if you think I was lying, we cannot turn them back even though they don't have the right documentation and papers. That is our president's response. But our president is conveniently silent when it comes to the genocide of Christians within Nigeria. He's silent. He's silent when it comes to South Africans being raped, murdered, robbed on a daily basis. And he doesn't care. He cares more about his personal image in the G20 summit, his personal image within the Islamic community than he is to his own country's people. And this is where I have to say that Donald Trump is for the American people first. And we can learn a lot from him. But obviously, people who stand up for their country is not in Ramaphosa's favorite corner. Because he have an issue with Donald Trump. And yet the same Donald Trump, who many people call the Orange Hitler, he's a fascist, white supremacist, is the only world leader who cares enough about Nigeria and threatens to do something about it if it doesn't stop. But let's hear from our always victim president. And let's hear what he has to say.
A strife-torn, a war-torn country. And out of compassion, out of empathy, we must receive them and be able to deal with the situation that they are facing. And it does seem like they were being, flushed out. We will get the details later. But from a humanitarian point of view,
Mr. Ramaphosa, you tell me, how can somebody enter your country through one of our biggest airport, international airport, and not know anything about the contents of the flight, who is on the flight manifesto? A simple guy like me who only have matric knows that that information had to be there prior to the flight being coming to Africa. How come we don't know that? Are we so incompetent, or are we using our incompetence as a screen to smuggle in these Palestinians and claim that we don't know anything about them? We claim we don't know anything about them.
we could not return them from whence they have come, and we had to accept them, and they are now here, and we are going to be processing everything about them and then deciding precisely what needs to be done.
Our dear Mr. President, what are you going to process? You don't know their names. You don't know where they're coming from. You don't know if they're asylum seekers. They don't know you. You don't know if they're a sleeper cell for Hamas. You don't know anything about them. But you're going to process them. While you're going to process them, what are you going to put on the documentation that you process? If anybody knows in the comment section, put it down there so that we as a community who cares about South Africa in the threat that Islam poses across the world. For those who care about this, put it in the comment section. What do you think about this? And let's share on this journey together. Mr. Ramaphosa, you have very, very much to explain. But I know we'll get this explanation when everything unfolds step by step. Let's get into the other video. Let's look at the real genocide, and we will see the effect it has. And this president in the whole world is completely silent. But you know why they are silent? You know why they are silent? Because it is not Israel that is fighting with other people. This is why. Look at this.
210 persons were slaughtered in one night, in less than 24 hours.
The video from the Father's Day massacre includes graphic images of people being burned alive, families attacked, and homes destroyed in Yelawata, Nigeria.
That very day it was raining, so planning herdsmen, they invaded the community and claimed so many lives.
Around 12 midnight, we started having calls from Yerwata that the Fulanis have come and they are killing, burning.
Friday night, I was sleeping in my house. See my house there. I come here, they shoot gun. Later, they come, they break this house. Where my brother is sleeping here with his children. Thereby, they come, they kill people. They were breaking the house. Say, Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar.
These first-hand accounts gathered by Truth Nigeria journalists describe the ongoing atrocities in a terror campaign to eradicate Nigeria's Christians. Judd Saul, filmmaker and missionary, the organizer of Equipping the Persecuted, highlighted this documentary as a way to sound the alarm.
We need to fight this thing threefold. One, America as a government needs to get involved with a very little. I'm talking very little of our resources. If we just did the very little bit of push an aggressive foreign policy, throw some sanctions, whatever it takes, I think we can put a significant dent in this and put a stop to this.
U.S. Representative Chris Smith of New Jersey, who has traveled to many dangerous areas in Nigeria, has introduced a resolution in Congress to help stop attacks fueled by religious hatred.
Mr. President, here is people that looks like you, neighboring African countries that are being slaughtered on a daily basis. And the only person who spoke out against this in the whole world is the one person that you hate, Donald J. Trump. They call him the Orange Hitler. They call him all kinds of names. They call him fascist. They call him whatever you can think of. They call him that. But he's the only person that has compassion that wants to look into this thing of Nigeria. No one is saying anything about this. But I guess when Israel is involved, you will have plenty to say about it. And I can go so far as to say that you, Mr. President, you hate South Africans. Our people are suffering. Our people are hurting. Women are abused. People don't have jobs. But you care so much for people that have neighboring countries bigger than Nigeria. Neighboring countries, they could have taken them in easily. But they didn't. And surprisingly enough, I learned through my research of this video, I learned that we have a Palestinian embassy in South Africa. The Palestinians have not been declared a state. They have not been declared a country, but we have an embassy. And I'm going to show you now on the map. And you can look at the map yourself and you tell me, where is Palestine on that map? And look at how small Israel is compared to the neighboring countries. And they say Israel is a colonialist in the Middle East. Let's look at this picture. You see this, people? This is Israel. Here you have Syria, bigger than Israel. Iraq, way, way bigger. Iran, Saudi Arabia, way, way bigger. Jordan, bigger. Egypt, bigger. Lebanon is approximately the same size. Can you tell me on this map where's Palestine? Reply in the comment section. Show me in the comment section, where do you see the country called Palestine? And while you're in the comment section, answer me this question. Why doesn't these countries take the Palestinian people in? Why don't these countries take the Palestinian people in? They will never take the Palestinian people in because it's not in their best interest. The Palestinian people are being used as pawns to manipulate the West and other European countries to cry victim when they are the initiators of war, to cry victim while Hamas is victimizing the Palestinian people, and they use them as pawns. If they took all of them into the country surrounding them, there will be no use for the Palestinian people. And that's what happening in the Middle East. And it's a sad, sad story that people use their children, their women, and put them on video to show the world how cruel Israel is. And yet, they can save everybody in that region, but they won't. Because they want to occupy their whole Gaza Strip, and they want to eliminate Israel. If Donald J. Trump didn't stand up for the Israelis, they would have been wiped out long time ago. Because this is what from the river to the sea means. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. This is what that means. And people don't realize this because they run upon their feelings. They don't look at the things from outside and with factual insight. They look at it from a point of their feelings. They always see the oppressor and the oppressed. They don't see right and wrong. When October 7th happened, the world was silent. When Israel retaliated, everybody was making a noise. Now you tell me, and put it in the comment section, if you were Israel, what would your response would have been? How would you have responded in protecting your people? A coordinated attack against Israel because it was their Shabbat. They were resting from the Friday to the Saturday evening. They knew exactly when to strike. They knew exactly when to strike. But I guess our president has more compassion for people so far away and have little or no compassion for the people in his own country and neighboring African countries. If you watch this video so far, if I sound a little bit passionate and agitated, because I am, but if you like the video so far, hit the subscribe button, notification bell, and join us on this journey in exposing the truth about Islam, how they manipulate the world, and how they want to take over. Stay well. God bless. Amen.